Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Autos. So here we have a Renault Kangoo electric van for sale. This is a 2019 ZE33 with an owned battery pack. As you can see, this is a Maxi van. So the Maxi vans, you get that much extra in the wheelbase to give you the larger van with sliding doors on both sides. So this one is quite an unusual one for an electric. It's got a lot of options, well, a few options fitted, which you generally don't get on these. So firstly, it's in this nice grey colour. It's called Urban Grey. It's a solid paint. It's very modern, but yeah, most of these vans are white, as you probably know. And the kit it's got fitted is front fog lights. It has got air conditioning, which is something most of these actually don't have. We have got the upgraded centre console, where it gives you this storage compartment. You've also still got the two cup holders. This has also got the overhead storage compartment. It's got rear parking sensors. It has got the alarm fitted, a factory fitted alarm. We've got these Renault hard wearing rubber mats. Well, they're more sort of like a plastic mat would probably be a better description. And we've also got the sensor there in the windscreen. It gives you automatic lights, automatic wipers, and you also get a rear view mirror. Not that you can see out the back because it's got a solid bulkhead, but something to put your lipstick on with. So let's tell you about the charging on these. So the charge port is here at the front behind the Renault badge, and these have AC charging only. So it's a Type 2 7.5 kilowatt AC charger, and when you're charging, it adds about 20 to 25 miles per hour when you're using a 7 kilowatt wall charger. So you can also use a portable charger, often called a granny cable, and those add about 10 miles an hour or so because you're limited to 10 amp. So these don't have DC rapid charging, so they're no good for long distance driving when you're going to drive beyond the range of the vehicle, because the charge is going to be at 7.5 kilowatt regardless of what you plug into, so about 25 miles per hour. But obviously with these, they've got a 33 kilowatt hour battery, which is considerably bigger than the Peugeot partner Citroën Berlingo and the 24 kilowatt hour ENV 200s. So the reality is these do about 50 miles more range than other electric vans at a similar sort of price range, and obviously these are newer with longer manufacturer's warranty. So these are cracking value for money because they don't have DC rapid charging, and they're ideal if you can charge overnight. So if the range of the vehicle is suitable for your normal daily use, then you're not going to use DC rapid charging anyway. So you would charge in when you're not using the vehicle. So top ups throughout the day if you can, and most of your charging is going to be overnight while you're sleeping. And then in the back here is the charge cable. So where's the other end there? So it's a Type 2 to Type 2. All home, workplace and public AC chargers have Type 2 socket, so that end goes into the charger, and then this end goes into the front of the vehicle. And as I said, it's got a 7.4 kilowatt charger, which will charge at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. I can also supply a portable charger, often called a granny cable, and that will allow you to charge the vehicle on a 3-pin plug, and those charge at about 10 miles per hour. But the full details of that are on the website. So the range of these very much depends on how you drive, your driving efficiency. So these have a 33 kilowatt hour battery, and about 31 kilowatt hours is usable space. And so yeah, obviously your range very much depends on how you drive, but in the summer, if you can drive at about 4.5 miles per kilowatt hour on average, that's going to give you a range of 139 miles. If you're in a city or town environment where your road speed is much lower, your average speed is much lower, and there's lots of stop-start traffic, because EVs like that sort of stop-start driving, where you're getting regen back every time you slow down, then it's possible to drive these at 5 miles per kilowatt hour in the summer, and that's going to give you a range of 155 miles. Then in the winter, they are less efficient because the batteries are cold and your heater does use quite a lot of energy. So in the winter, if you're driving at an average of 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour, you're going to do about 108 miles. but when it's really cold and very inefficient driving, you might be down to nearer 3 miles per kilowatt hour, which is about 93 miles of range. But that's the worst case scenarios. The reality is these do something like 100 miles in the winter and 130 to 140 miles in the summer. While I'm sat in here, I'll just go through what these have. We have a DAB radio with Bluetooth. This one has got the air conditioning fitted, as I said. They also have a heat pump heating system, so they are a lot more efficient than the previous generation Kangoos. Because this one's got the sensor up there, we've got automatic lights and automatic wipers. These also do have preconditioning, so using the buttons here on the stalk, we can scroll round to comfort timer. There we go. And you set a time here on the dash to tell the van what time you want to leave in the morning, and while it's still connected to the charger, it will switch on the heating and get the cabin ready. We see we've got 2 little timer symbols there up on the heater control, so as long as you leave that down round to cold or hot, so in the winter you leave it on hot, and it will get the van ready by heating up the cabin, melting the ice off the windows if it's really icy, and then when you disconnect, you've still got 100% range because you've got a full battery still. And then in the summer you can do the same, but turn it round there to cold, and it will cool the cabin with the air conditioning. And again, when you disconnect, you've still got full range, but your cabin is already either hot or cold, so then you can do your drive without the heating on at all, if that's appropriate. And the mileage of this van is only 7,216 miles. The primary purpose of this video is to show the condition, and if you see my videos before, you know I point out every minor little stone chip, mark or scratch I can find. I don't hide anything because I want people to know exactly what they're getting, and then that gives people the confidence to buy the vehicle from afar without coming here to view it first, and then I get the vehicle delivered to you. But of course it's here at Lyford if you do want to come and view and test drive. So not much to point out on this one. It's in stunning condition for a van. It's only done 7,000 miles, as I said, but there's a couple of things I'm going to point out, but I'm being super picky as always, and most people really wouldn't worry on a van. So we've got the front fog lights, of course, green number plates on it because it is zero emission vehicle. No stone chips, scratches or dents in the bonnet, no chips in the screen. The only 2 marks really are on this side. Firstly, down here on the front bumper, there's a few scratches here, a little bit of minor scuffing there on the bumper, and a bit of red paint down there where it's just clearly hit a curb or something, but very low down, and standing at normal height you really don't see it. And then the other thing is there is a little crack here in the wing. These are plastic flexible wings, and it had crack, which they actually quite often do, and I put a bit of super glue in there to hold it to stop it cracking, but it actually just set slightly offset, so it is proud by about 1/4 millimeter, but it's only about 1 1/4 inches long, and it's not going to crack anymore. Quite minor. It's actually got new wheel trims all round, genuine Renault wheel trim, so they're all new. No scratching on the mirror, no dents, scratches or anything whatsoever down the side. Really nice bodywork on this. Tyre tread depths on the website, the tyres are all good as well. That rear bumper is in really nice condition. There's just a couple of little scratches there, but you know, it's a plastic bumper. And it had obviously had a tiny little tap here because this bit had risen up, but it hasn't risen by much. It's still pretty flat, but you can just see a little faded line there. But really, I'm being ultra picky here. There is a tiny little dent there in this back door. There's no dents here that you normally get when the wrong door is slammed first and then that latch hits the other door. You get those on pretty much all Kangoo vans, but not at all in this case. Actually, while we're here, I'll just show you the inside. Fully ply lined, plies in really nice condition, solid bulkhead. We've got the toolkit there because these do have a full-size spare underneath, and these hardboard panels at the back still in really nice condition, not punctured at all. They're a little bit weak, they're a bit weaker than ply, so they can easily get a bit tatty, but as you can see, this van's had very little use. And while I'm at the back here, I'll just explain this is an I model. and the I means that it has an owned battery and isn't a battery lease model. And continuing around on this side, no stone chips, scratches or dents, really good condition, and yeah, all very nice condition inside. Looking at the front, if I just remove my bit of paper there, you can see all really clean and tidy. The front seat has no noticeable wear on it. Of course, it's not going to at 7,000 miles. And we've got the centre storage, overhead storage as well. If I'm being super picky, there's a few scratches around the ignition key there. Some reason on the Kangoos they all do this, and this bit of plastic's so scratching more than others, so that's standard Kangoo stuff. Door cards are all good. Obviously everything works without any faults or errors, and yeah, inside the cab, really good condition. This does have 2 remote keys, the other keys in the workshop, so I can't show you that at the moment. We've got the book pack here with all the manuals, and the service stamps are in the back of the handbook on this, and it was serviced on the 14th of April 2021 at 6,975 miles. Servicing on these is every 2 years. Then we've got the logbook here, no previous keepers, so 1 keeper for new, and the registration date is the 14th of the 1st 2020. And here we've got the inspection sheets from that first service. Oh, and the other thing that everyone always wants to know is battery condition. So the traction battery on these will more than last the life of the vehicle. They're particularly good on the Renaults. They generally lose less than 1% a year, and your differences in daily driving economy is always going to be greater than that anyway, so you're not going to notice really a range loss. But I have scanned the battery on this, and it is still at 100% state of health. So I think that's about it. As always, all the details are on the website, so do have a look at that. And everything I've shown you, there's pictures in the photo gallery where you can look at full screen and zoom up and have a really good look in detail. So this van is ready to go, so if you're interested, give me a call or email. As I said, I can get these delivered anywhere in the country, and it will come to you on a flatbed or a trailer, and it will be fully charged and ready to use.